Hello, everybody. It is Margaret with Forward Kind Heart here to do another week of dreams. So, today we're going to discuss animal dreams. But before we jump into animal dreams, a little bit about me. I am a shamanic counselor and I also do Akashic healing. What does that mean? That means that I bring psychology and ancient healing rituals to to our time together. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Shauna. Good to see you too. So that is what I do. I love working with empaths and star seeds and people who really feel things really deeply to help them embrace that and then know how to work with that and then share it with the world. I also love working with dreams because dreams are powerful. They bring us messages. They are multi-layered, and when we start to break down those layers, we really get into some beautiful and wonderful information from our soul, from the universe, from loved ones, from just a variety. Like, the information really comes from a variety of different places, such as the topic tonight is about animal dreams. And so I think 3 people in the last couple weeks have talked to me about their different animal dreams. And interestingly enough, 2 of those people dreamt of bears, which I thought was really, really interesting. And so what do animals mean in our dreams? And so before you run and you go and you grab the dictionary, or you get online and you look up bear dreams, start with yourself, because we all have our own experience. I like to think of snakes or spiders. A lot of people are afraid of snake and spiders, and so when they dream of them, they get scared. It's this scary dream. They don't like it. It's very comfortable. And so that right there is a message, because snakes often represent transformation and spiders can represent creativity. So if you're scared, right, then you are scared of the transformation. You are scared of the creativity. If you're embracing the snake, you're loving it, or the spider, you're petting it, then that's letting you know that you're embracing the transformation, you're embracing the creativity in a simple way. So again, animal dreams. So the first dream, somebody shared with me that they were driving down a mountain road and they saw a bear. It was like a family of bears, and they were very curious. They were very intrigued by the bears and what the bears were doing. Wasn't afraid, wasn't, just more curious. Like, what are these bears doing on the side of the road? What's going on with them? And so when I asked him, what do bears mean to you? What do they symbolize to you? And he had felt that the bears for him represented family. So see, we don't even need to get to like the meaning of bears yet, because for him, a bear represented family and this curiosity about a family. He had just gotten married, so he's just starting a family. And so that curiosity of what's next, where do me and my partner go? Are we going to have a family? What does this look like? And so for him, the bears definitely, and they were peaceful. He didn't feel that they were threatening. He didn't feel that they were scary. I mean, a little taken back, because a lot of times when we see large animals in our dreams, we get a little taken back. We get a little apprehensive, because remember, dreams are coming to us to wake us up, to bring subconscious material to our conscious waking world. And the best way for our dreams to do this is to give us something that we're going to remember, something that's going to stir us, so that we remember it when we wake up, because then we're like, oh my gosh, I dreamt of a bear. What do bears mean? Why did I dream of a bear? So remember, again, going back, how did you feel when you saw that bear? The second dream, she actually dreamt with 3 different types of animals. So she shared that she dreamt that she was sitting down and a mother bear was eating berries from her hand. She could feel the bear's mouth on her hand. She could feel the bear eating the berries out of her hand. And that she didn't realize that there was a cub till the mother bear was leaving, followed by a dog and a mangy wolf. Or maybe it was mangy dog and a wolf. And she can remember during the dream being afraid, but also in awe, as this mother bear is eating berries from her hand. And so Um, uh, so looking at this dream, right, we might be like, oh my God, what does this mean? And then looking into the context of our life, right? So berries, food, substance. We have money in order to provide ourselves food, substance, nourishment, what we need, right? The berries are nourishment. She's providing this mother bear nourishment. The mother bear needs nourishment to care for her young. And so looking at, I know in this person's life, career right now is at this crossroads where she's very passionate about one thing, but stuck in the other hand in this career that doesn't fulfill her. And when it does, it's hit or miss. It doesn't feel like it's where she wants to be. And then she sacrifices her dream because in order for her to receive that nourishment, as far as a roof, money, food, she has to work for this job that does not fulfill her soul. But at the same time, I see the dream as letting her know that she can get nourishment from that dream, right? Here's the mother bear with the baby getting nourishment. Our dreams so often are our babies. We tend to them, we care for them. You know, you think about, we carry them, right? They're a lot like pregnancy. We have these dreams and we sit with them and we allow them to grow and expand, and then we get excited and we give birth to them, and then we have this baby. And so also seeing this mother bear in her dream as protective, right? She's protective of this baby. She's protective of her dream. She's not yet ready to let go, to leave the hand that feeds her, this job that does not fulfill her, to go and protect her cub, the baby, the dream, on her own. She still needs the substance, the nurturing. She still needs this. And so she remembers in the dream the berries from her hand. And feel free to jump in if bears have a different symbolism for you, or berries, or any hits, because that's how we learn more about our dreams. When somebody says, hey, I think that this dream means this. Hello, Mel. So jump in if you get a hit, because then when either the gentleman that had the first bear dream or the lady that had the second bear dream join, they can be like, oh, I don't think of bears as meaning that. That is a great way to look at what bears mean. So the bears are leaving. She's feeling relief, right? Because she was very nervous having a bear eat berries from her hand. And I also, let me back up real quick, love the fact that she felt in her dream, like she says she woke up remembering that she physically felt the bear eating the berries from her hand. And so that's another great thing, is notice when you wake up if you feel physical sensations, you know, such as she felt the bear eating the berries from her hands. If we look at symbolism from hands, again, work, money, like we use our hands for so much, to pay our bills, to work, to talk, to communicate. So her subconscious letting her know that, you know, her hands are important. Like her hands are what provide her nurturing, her substance, her ability to provide for herself. And so being able for her to realize that she has the berries in her hand, right? And I really feel again that this dream is waking her up to, what are those berries? Hey, Daisy, thanks for joining. Because I feel that for her, those berries have to be tied to this job that she is not passionate about, that she doesn't love anymore. And can she switch the berries to be something to feed the bear cub that was behind the mother bear? So the mother bear and the bear cub are leaving, and they are followed by a wolf and a mangy dog. So two animals, same species, but not necessarily related. So, and again, I know the person that had this dream, so I realized that she is a bit like a wolf. She is a bit like a loner. I know her in her work context, and I know her in her personal context. So I know that she's a hard worker. She's a dedicated worker, but she tends to stick to herself. She tends to be a lone wolf. So it's interesting that the lone wolf follows the mother bear that's eating from her hands, the baby cub, followed by the mangy dog. So for her, I feel that wolf really symbolizes that need to be independent, but on the other side, that need for community. And I feel that that wolf for her can be a call to have that community, to find those people to reach out to, that she doesn't have to be alone. She doesn't have to do this on her own. There is this universal support for her dream. There's the bear cub. Remember, the bear cub is represented by her dream. Or, yeah, the bear cub represents her dream. And so there is a way for her to provide this, and that following the cub is this wolf. So feeling alone, feeling isolated, feeling that she's just out there. I almost feel like she's out there howling at the moon, you know, calling for help, calling for her tribe, and feeling that they're not answering her. Well, they are, just not how she expects, right? Because then the wolf is followed by this mangy dog. And so the dog is, and it's interesting, she said mangy, so the dog isn't taking care of itself. And so I would ask her, how are you taking care of yourself? How are you tending to yourself? Do you feel that you are mangy? Do you feel that you are letting yourself go? Because in dreams, we can also represent each aspect of our dream, right? Dreams are multi-layered. And so there is this aspect to our dreams that we are everything in the dream, that we can relate every symbol, every being in our dream to ourselves, as well as outside of ourselves. And I know that can get really confusing and really just hard to wrap our brains around, right? Like saying, okay, so she's the mama bear, the baby bear, the wolf, and the mangy dog, and you're telling me at the same time she's none of those? Yes. And so when you have your dream, look at it, you know, ask, do I see myself in these people, in these animals? Do I see myself outside of them? Like, what messages are they bringing me? Where am I? How am I like the mama bear? How am I like a baby bear? How am I like the wolf? How am I like the mangy dog? And how do I feel about each of these animals? How did I feel when I saw them? When I saw the mother bear, I was afraid. When I saw the baby bear, I was, oh my gosh, a baby bear, how cute. And wow, this mother bear is very protective. A wolf, it seemed, when I spoke with her about this dream, the wolf and the mangy dog seemed a bit, she was taken back, almost like she wasn't sure how they fit in, because in the dream she was so focused on the bear eating out of her hand. And so we can go there again, that she's so focused on the bear eating out of her hand that she doesn't realize everything else that's happening in the dreamscape. Like, our dreams have their own environment, just like we have our own environment. Like, we forget that like dreams have their own like dreamscape, just like we have our environment. And being able to explore that, being able to look at what is going on in this dreamscape, and being able to explore it as if you were sightseeing someplace else, because then you can get a lot of information about what's going on, you know, and the messages coming up. So there's this mangy dog. And I believe at first she thought it was a second wolf when she realized that it was this mangy dog following behind. So here's this dog. It's probably not getting any love. It's not getting any attention. It's not getting anything, right? So it's following along behind. And like I said, I really feel like, again, this is another aspect of her. Is she caring for herself? Is she taking care of herself? Is she doing what she needs to do for herself? As well as, how does she feel about dogs? I know she loves dogs. I know she has a dog. Dogs also represent loyalty. They represent friendship, you know, that unconditional love. And so I know for her, unconditional love is something very important to her, but also can feel like something's missing. For a lot of us, you know, we seek that unconditional love. We want that unconditional love. We want that vulnerability. And we take that back to the dog, right? Mangy, unconditional love, loyal, following the mother bear, right? Who is nourishing herself with the berries from her hand. And so this mangy dog, wanting the unconditional love of everybody it's following and not getting it. and seeing that as like her. She's worried about her job and making money and paying the bills and getting that met. So then her dream gets hidden behind everything. She feels alone, she feels isolated, and she's not taking care of herself. And so here's this big picture of what animals mean. And so being able to go ahead and say, okay, what do animals mean in my dream? What do they mean to me? How can I work with them? And domesticated animals, a lot of times I feel that we can go with what they represent to us as far as our human lives, what goes on for us as being human. And one thing that you can always do when you dream of animals is to also like have a conversation with them, you know, in your dream journal, or when you're thinking about it. Hey, why'd you come to my dream? What did you want from me? What's going on? You know, and finding out like, what does this animal mean to you? A lot of people also believe that animals are their spirit guides, right? And so that when you dream of an animal, you are dreaming of a spirit guide. You are dreaming of a spirit helper. And I trust you to go with your intuition. You know you best. And oftentimes we look to others to validate, to tell us, yes, this is really what this is about. Or, hey, I dreamt of a bear. Can you tell me what bears mean? Yeah, I can tell you what bears mean in your dream. But what do they mean to you? Yes, there is this universal message from the bear. But first we have to get to your individual message, because your subconscious brought this to you. Yes, the universe brought it to you. Everything has multiple layers, and we have to work with those layers. And for some of us, you know, the dream with the mama bear, the baby bear, right there, that's a lot just individually for her. That's a lot of information. That's a lot of stuff to work with. So I would start there. And then once I worked with that and realized I'm a slave to my job, I need to start working on my dream. When I started going there, then I'd be like, okay, so bear, spirit guide. What does the bear bring to me as a spirit guide? What does the bear represent? Wolf as a spirit guide. What does it mean to me? What does it represent as a spirit guide? And being able to use that. And when working with spirit guides, you know, being able to think of the qualities of that animal and what that animal can bring to your life. What can a bear bring to her? What can a wolf bring to her? What can a dog bring to her? So that she can start working with those spirit guides and animal helpers. And also realizing that these could be animal helpers that are with her for her lifetime. And she would know that. And since she's not with us today, she can't answer, you know, what her spirit animals are, or if she currently works with them. But a lot of us, certain animals will come into our lives to bring us messages, to give us help, to give us support. And then once we get that from them, they leave. But we have like our totem, you know, we have our set animal guides that are with us throughout our lifetime that we can call on to give us strength or creativity or whatever we need to embody from them and use from them. And so animal dreams are beautiful dreams. They're a wonderful way to really look at, again, what is going on for ourselves. You know, what do we need to look at? What do we need to work on? They also come with metaphors. I forgot to bring that up. A couple weeks ago, I talked about a dream where my dog was literally working like a dog in my dream. And so being able, if there's like a metaphor, like maybe you dream of an elephant and you think elephant in the room. And then being like, what is the elephant in the room? Is there an elephant in the room I'm ignoring? Am I working like a dog? So being able to look at those metaphors that the animal is associated with. Don't like bust your back trying to figure this out. It really is that like first thought when you're like, oh, elephant in the room. Yes, I know that this has to pertain to this. Oh, yes, working like a dog. At the time that I had that dream, I was working like a dog. And so looking at, you know, what the animal is doing, what it represents to you, and then going into that universal meaning. And so the book that I really like to use to get that universal meaning is Animal Spirits. And I figured since we were talking about it, I would go ahead and share that universal meaning with you. So the bear, so if a bear shows up in your dreams, set clear boundaries and don't compromise, even if pressured. Ask for what you want, whether or not you feel you'll get it. Get going on creative projects that you have in mind. Take some time out from your usual routine and spend time in solitude. You may be in need of physical and emotional healing. Be gentle and show your love to those you're close to. Find your answers to your questions. Go inside rather than reading or consulting others. And so then like this book goes on about if it's a black bear, if it's a brown bear, when to call on a bear, as well as if a bear is your power animal. Now the wolf in this book means, let me get there, try all the way at the end. So characteristic and behaviors that no longer serve your spiritual purpose and are being culled from your consciousness. So that's really cool if you think about like dream context, like dreaming of the wolf and realizing that there are things that no longer serve her. Make cooperation a priority over competition. Value insight, ideas, and new teachings are coming your way, so pay close attention. It's important to maintain your self-esteem and integrity and deeply trust your inner knowing even when you feel misunderstood or misaligned. You're being spiritually and physically protected at this time. So really interesting how those two animals overlap. So thanks for joining this week about animal dreams. Next week, I'm going to talk about music and dreams, whether we dream of music, we hear it in our dream, or oftentimes it's when we wake up and we have a song in our head. And so what does that mean and how can we work with that? And since you're watching this, I also have a couple classes starting on my website, forwardkindheart.com. And if you use the code FBDreams, you will get 10% off. So thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing everybody next week. And remember, if you have a dream that you'd like to share, you can either join me live and type it in, and I will go ahead and work with you on that dream, or you can message me before and we'll discuss the dream, and then I always invite you to join me live. That way if anything comes up, and Shauna knows this and she's done this with me before, then we work through the dream. And I've also worked with Dawn on a dream as well. So yeah, and and if you don't want me to say like, oh, Melinda shared this dream, let me know ahead of time. Like the two people whose dreams I shared, they shared the dreams with me, said I could use the dreams, but they really didn't want it to go any further than that, and I respect that. And I just thank you for sharing the dreams, because dreams are amazing, and yes, they all have a common thread, but they're bringing you powerful messages to help you and your soul on its journey. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.